Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Cryptids and Monsters of the Week video, or it could actually be also an Aliens and UFOs of the Week video. The reason I mention this is because in doing the random page through the cryptids.wikia.com webpage, it came up with this very awesome, very fascinating link. So talk about a mishmash of things, talk about a coincidence when it comes to my YouTube channel focusing on several topics, how there apparently is a cryptid of sorts that, if the information is true, pretty much encompass, let's say, two actual topics that I cover here, both the cryptids and monster side and then also the aliens and UFOs. So I'm so happy that the random page came across this particular suggestion, and it has to do with this creature that's known as the alien Bigfoot, which you're looking at here. So all the really good information that I'll share here, and I'm hope that you'll enjoy it as much as I did when I was looking it up. So, what is the alien Bigfoot? Well, essentially, imagine alien, like let's say encounters with UFOs, people having those, and then whenever that happens, instead of, let's say, meeting your average gray or meeting your average alien type, I guess, entity, the ones that I've discussed in several past videos, instead you meet a Bigfoot, like an actual Bigfoot, like the one that you and I know of when it comes to the world of cryptids. So what a perfect way to mash those two worlds together. Somehow, some way, Bigfoots are apparently having UFOs that they operate, and they visit various parts of this world. How crazy, how kooky is that? So here's how the sightings have occurred. Apparently, people first see a UFO, and then shortly afterward, that's when they have the encounter with the Bigfoot, which again leads to the surmise that, yes, that the two are interlinked, and that instead of those grays, they are the Bigfoot themselves within the UFOs. So one of the sightings happened in 1965, maybe 1966, there in Erie, Pennsylvania. And the way the story goes, based on the information on the website, is there was a group of young friends, four of them in total, who were just coming back from some kind of trip to the beach. And when this happened, they were driving at night, and as I guess luck has it, or as fortune has it, the car or truck that they were in essentially got stuck in the mud. There was no way for them to be able to get out of it. So one of them finally decided, let's go ahead and let's go see if a tow truck could be found. So that left the other three youngsters there, a boy and then two girls, back on the truck, while the other one, the one that decided to go and look for the tow truck, could hopefully find one soon. They thought it was going to be something quick. Maybe they would have a tow truck found soon. Maybe there would be, since this is 1966, maybe there's a payphone nearby that they could call. But several hours passed, and still that guy, the one that went to look for the tow truck, didn't come back, or still hadn't come back. So that's when they started to get a little worried, and in the dead of night, with nothing really to do than just watch, I guess, the night sky and wait for things, hopefully for someone to return, that's when they saw what they described like a purple beam flash of light of sorts coming across the sky. Then they also saw a UFO like object going towards, or I guess emitting, that specific purplish light straight towards the ground, almost as if, let's say, the classic sci-fi movie, whenever you see something emitting a beam of light and then you realize that something is going down into the ground from that light. It seemed like that's essentially what was happening here, because I saw a figure seem to go from that bluish purple light straight towards the ground. Well, by pure happenchance, that's when a policeman happened to show up right by their stuck car, their stuck truck. And when he was asking what was going on, they explained the situation, that they were still waiting for the friend to get back, but then they also must have seen this weird thing. So the policeman agreed with the remaining boy that yes, maybe they should go check out and see what happened to their other friend. So they left. So that left the two girls alone back within the truck, or but within the car. So for those of you keeping track, there was the original party, the original boy from the party that went to look out. He still hadn't come back. That left the three of them, the boy and the two girls. Then the policeman came by, and the boy was able to make him agree to go look out for the other boy. So that left then the two remaining girls. So they were there just by themselves, just waiting to see what would happen later on. And then that's when they heard some rustling within the nearby bushes. And lo and behold, when they turned around thinking that maybe it was going to be, let's say, the wandering boy or maybe even the policeman with the other boy, nope, instead they saw a 6 to 8 foot tall figure, something that looked essentially just like your average Bigfoot. And it was basically growling straight at them. Obviously, they were scared out of their minds. They had no idea that what this thing was. It actually ran up straight towards their car, and the sense that I got from the story is that they quickly got in the car if they weren't already in there. And then that was it. It just attacked their car for a little bit and then it left. Maybe it thought that it was in their territory or vice versa. Either way, whenever the other parties finally returned, in this case the boy that wandered out at the beginning and then the policeman and the other boy, that's when the girls, of course, frightened out of their mind, told their story to them, and then that was it. That was the end of it. That was the only encounter, at least for that party there. There was, though, a separate encounter also happening in Pennsylvania. This for another woman, and this happened in some southern part of Pennsylvania in 1966. So either it was the same year or the year after from the previous encounter. It seemed like the sense that I got from this story was that this woman lived in her home, but she was also having problems with, I guess, a wild, random pack of dogs. So she always, whenever she was resting in her back porch, seemed to have a gun with her to prevent these wild pack of dogs, I guess, from attacking her. That's the sense that I got. Because there she was one night, essentially resting on her back porch again, and when she heard some kind of rustling, and she realized and thought to herself, there they are again. So she got her gun out, but instead of seeing this pack of dogs, she saw what she described as a hairy humanoid about 50 feet away from her. Clearly, this too was something that she was frightened out of her mind on. So she actually used her gun and pointed it straight at this thing and shot at it. But it was too little too late. Whatever this thing was, whatever this Bigfoot-like creature was, it essentially teleported away right over there, I guess back to its UFO. And then when the son-in-law came over, because by that point she had called him and I told him about the whole situation, and he had come over, I guess, to try to see what was going on and also see if he could protect his mother-in-law in any way. Then there was a nest of these creatures, 8 of them in total, that in turn appeared. All they did, though, is pretty much, it seemed like they just growled at him. He must have gone into the forest type area, I guess, near her home, spotted them. They in turn growled back at him, and then that was it. He just completely ran away, understandably so, and then he left. That was essentially his encounter with them, but that was it thereafter. Nothing else in terms of any other type of situation occurring with this alien Bigfoot. But yeah, that's it. Those are the only 2 encounters that I saw. So if anyone has any more information, anything else they'd like to share, especially those of you that maybe have any knowledge there in the Pennsylvania areas, Erie, Pennsylvania, or also the southern parts of Pennsylvania. If anyone has that info that they'd like to share, maybe other examples, other stories, that would be really good to share too. But isn't that cool? Isn't that pretty neat? The fact that there's 2 worlds essentially in one place, and also the immediate image that I got when one thinks about it, it's one of those, I can't believe I didn't think about it before, but in a way, we already are very familiar with a very particular alien Bigfoot. And it's this guy right here. Obviously, fan favorite Chewbacca when it comes to the Star Wars world. Because what is he? He's a Bigfoot of sorts. And then he happens to ride around in a large circular-like type craft. So when one thinks about it, absolutely, like there are UFOs within the Star Wars world, and there are cryptids within the Star Wars world as well. So isn't it pretty neat to come to that realization, just like I did when I was looking at this information here? Pretty interesting stuff. So right, everybody, thanks again as always. Take care.